Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something seriously mind-bending, the space where hardcore computer programming crashes right into deep philosophical thought. We're going to unpack a super profound concept hidden in just a few lines of Python code, looking at a source text called Code for the Unified Spectrum Universe. It's not just a coding lesson, you guys, it's literally a structural metaphor for existence itself. I know, right? It sounds completely absurd at first. Can the universe actually be written in Python? But think about it. What if cold, rigid programming logic and syntax are actually the absolute perfect tools to model the chaotic, unified nature of reality? By breaking down the fundamental laws of existence into computational language, this source text gives us a radically new way to visualize the cosmos. So let's look at how this digital universe boots up. Section 1. Importing Universal Laws, a cosmic prerequisite. Look at this tiny, totally unassuming line of code. Import math. If you code in Python, you know you write this to grab math functions that aren't there by default. But here, the author is playfully hinting that even a simulated universe absolutely needs the foundational laws of mathematics to work before it can do, well, anything at all. Before there's light, before matter, before time, there has to be math. It's the ultimate prerequisite for reality. Moving on to Section 2, Blueprints of Light, defining the classes. Okay, quick primer on object-oriented programming, so we're all on the same page. In coding, a class is basically an architectural blueprint, right? It's your template. And boom, here's our very first blueprint. Class white light. This represents the singular, unbroken whole. It's the foundational building block in the code that literally everything else in this universe is going to derive from. It's not a specific beam of light yet. It's the pure potential, all light combined into one massive source. But here's the catch. An unbroken whole can't really experience itself without something to interact with, right? So the code drops in class Prism. Think of this as the necessary catalyst. The prism is the architectural framework needed to actually change the state of that unified light. Without it, the white light is just stuck, static, unchanging. The prism introduces the potential for interaction, division, and basically all the complexity we know and love. Which naturally brings us to the inevitable result, class refraction. Now this is absolutely crucial. Refraction is the coding metaphor for the individual. It's the blueprint for the shattered but distinct pieces of that original source. Once the white light passes through the prism, it splinters into all these individualized outcomes. So if the white light is the universe, the refraction, well, that's us. The distinct entities experiencing our own specific wavelength of existence. So let's put the whole puzzle together. 1, we start with white light. 2, it hits the prism. 3, it results in refraction. Unbroken light hits the prism to create the refraction. It's a perfectly complete, logical workflow mapping out exactly how unity becomes multiplicity. It's honestly brilliant. The author has distilled this massive philosophical idea, source consciousness fragmenting into individual experiences, into 3 totally basic Python blueprints. All right, Section 3. The main execution, running the program. Now we're shifting gears from the theoretical setup to the actual, literal moment of creation in the script. If you code, you immediately recognize the syntax, if __name __ equals main. This right here, this is the threshold. It's the exact split second where static blueprints become a living, breathing program. Before this line, everything was just potential energy hanging out in the void. This line is literally the big bang of the script. It's the command shouting, okay, enough prep, start existing. Section 4, initializing the one source, absolute potential. And then the code declares the one source equals white light, intensity equals 1.0. Now in programming, especially with floats, 1.0 means 100%. It's the absolute unmitigated max. The source universe doesn't boot up as some dim bulb or a fading ember. No way. It initializes at an intensity of exactly 1.0, the maximum intensity of existence, holding every single drop of power, focus, and energy. And just in case the math and the coding metaphors weren't hitting hard enough, right next to that line is an inline comment that reads, initialize the singular whole source light. The author purposely hard-coded this beautiful poetic intent directly into the script. It's this awesome reminder that we aren't just rendering pixels or crunching numbers here. It's a profound statement about the nature of reality itself, written natively in the language of our digital era. Which leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? What actually happens when that code runs? Really think about the philosophical weight of a unified spectrum universe executing its program. All the crazy complexity of our world, the colors, the people, the wild experiences, might just be the inevitable result of that singular 1.0 source light hitting the prism of reality. We are all literally just distinct refractions of that one source acting out our variables in the grand execution of the program. I really want you to let that sink in today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, keep looking for those cosmic blueprints hiding right in plain sight.